Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fadli Sabian and today I am honored to present a topic that is highly relevant to our daily lives. The title is Ethics of Social Interaction in Islamic Perspective, Adab and Brotherhood in Modern Society. In an era dominated by rapid globalization, hyper-connectivity and shifting social norms, understanding how Islam structures human relationship is more critical than ever. Over the next few minutes, we will explore how ancient divine principles can help us navigate the complexity of modern human interaction. Let us begin by defining the core concept of this presentation, adab. In contemporary English, we often translate the simplest as ethnic or good manners. However, from an academic and Islamic standpoint, adab encompasses much more than the superficial social grace or basic holiness. It is a comprehensive spiritual discipline of the mind and the soul. It dictates how a human being relates vertically to the Creator and horizontally to His creation. Crucially, in Islam, ethics are not optional social protocols. They are recognized as a fundamental, non-negotiable part of one faith or iman. To have the faith is to possess excellent adab. To build a healthy framework for social interaction, Islam established three core pillars. The first is justice. In the Islamic tradition, justice is the absolute axis of society. It means upholding fairness and giving people their due right, completely regardless for their race, social status, or religious belief. The second pillar is sincerity or ikhlas. This means our good deeds and interaction must be driven by a genuine concern for others and love for Allah, actively avoiding spiritual hypocrisy, which is known as riyah. The third pillar is compassion or rahmah. By showing mercy to all living things, humans mirror the ultimate divine attributes of mercy and love. Moving on the concept of respect for all individuals, Islam establishes a profound technological foundation for human rights. All human beings are equal in origin, because we are born from the same parents, Adam and Eve. Therefore, inherent honor is granted to the human soul itself, not one's wealth, lineage, or status social. In practice, this means we must strictly avoid mockery, sarcasm, and bullying. Furthermore, Islam creates an integrational bond, teaching us to honor the elderly for their wisdom, while showing mercy and guidance to the young. Lastly, we are taught to feel human diversity, whether in language, culture, or ethnicity, not as the threat, but as a beautiful sign of Allah's infinite wisdom. The power of the tongue. Now, let us discuss a critical tool in social dynamic, the power of the tongue. Communication is the primary bridge through which we build or destroy relationships. The Prophet Muhammad SAW beautifully summarized the ultimate standards of empathy by stating that one of us truly beloved until we love for our brother what we love for ourselves. To achieve this, we must adopt gentle speech, choosing kind words even during intense disagreement. We must also practice active listening, giving people our full respect when they speak. On the negative side, Islam strictly prohibits gossip and backbiting, known as ghibah, because it destroys trust and tears society apart. When we have nothing beneficial to say, Islam reminds us that choosing silence is a form of deep wisdom. To reinforce this point, let us look at this profound prophetic tradition. Whoever believes in Allah and the last day should speak good or remain silent. Academically speaking, this hadith set a magnificent philosophical threshold for daily communication. It filters our speech into two distinct categories. Either our words contribute positively to the moral and society fabric of society, or they do not. If they do not, their mandatory ethical choice is to remain silent. It is a powerful tool for emotional intelligence and self-regulation. Virtuous versus destructive traits. To better understand the structural impact of our behavior, this slide contrasts key Islamic virtue with destructive traits and their direct consequence on society. First, practice humility or tawadu completely nullifies arrogance atau kibar, which eliminates toxic cycle of envy and pride among people. Second, choosing forgiveness instead of revenge is what heals the emotional wounds or resolve long-standing conflict. Third, systemically practicing honest, destroy the state, fostering an environment of ultimate trust and security. And finally, cultivating empathy over indifference ensure that we build a supportive, tightly knit community where no one is left behind. Furthermore, Islamic social ethic require a fundamental paradigm shift from an individualistic me mindset to a collective we mindset. This is embodied in the concept of service to humanity. Islam places immense emphasis of looking after our neighbors, protecting orphans, and aiding the welfare of travelers. In our modern capitalistic world, we often view altruism as a voluntary hobby. However, in the Islamic perspective, serving others is recognized as the high form of ritual worship or ibadah. It is a practical path that purifies the soul and draws the servant closer to the Creator. Of course, because we are human, conflicts are inevitable. However, Islam teaches that conflict does not define a relationship. How we resolve it does. Islam provides a beautiful framework for healing social bonds, encouraging people to mend broken relationships swiftly, ideally within 3 days. This is done through 3 proactive steps. First, by initiating peace, meaning you are brave enough to be first to offer the greeting of salam. Second, by guarding the secret of others, ensuring that disagreements do not turn into public character assassination. And third, by seeking objective mediation to find a fair solution for the common good. Finally, we must address how this timeless principle apply to our modern reality, the digital age. Today, our social interaction happen just as much on screen as they do face-to-face. Therefore, adab must be maintained online. First, we must verify news and information before clicking share to prevent the spread of misinformation and rumors. Second, we must respect privacy, guarding digital boundaries and not exposing the personal life of others. And last, we must use our social media platform to foster unity online, spreading peace, knowledge, and constructive, healthy ideas. In conclusion, by revitalizing the comprehensive principle of adab and Islamic society ethic, we can transform both our physical and digital world into a safer, more compassionate space. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.